Lamine Yamal did not hesitate to fire plenty of digs at the Madrid camp during Barcelona's La Liga celebrations, pouring petrol on the fire ahead of the next showdown. On the other side, in France, Paris Saint-Germain have entered the race to sign Julián Álvarez this summer. Welcome to 12th League Daily, the sharp daily roundup of football news. The story uniting the Spanish press this morning, whether pro-Barça or pro-Real, is the incredible parade staged by FC Barcelona. The headlines speak for themselves: Pasión Culé for sport, Marea Blaugrana for Mundo Deportivo, and even Locura Culé splashed across the front page of Marca. Barcelona celebrated their 29th La Liga title with a bus parade, or Rua, that lasted nearly 5 hours through the streets of the Catalan capital. The numbers are staggering. 750,000 people flooded into the streets, according to Barcelona City Council. Mundo Deportivo highlights that the atmosphere was indescribable, with Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski and Szczesny acting as the true conductors of the party. Lamine Yamal, the prodigious youngster, also did not hesitate to throw a few digs at the Madrid rivals, first by wearing a provocative customized shirt reading "Thank God I'm not Madridista," then by posting an Instagram story repeating Jude Bellingham's famous line after Madrid's victory in the October Clásico, "Talk is cheap." Despite his jokes, Yamal struck a more measured tone in his remarks to the club's media and even promised a parade for a future Champions League triumph.
És increïble, sempre estan amb nosaltres, els dies importants, els dies que no són tan importants, i els amem, és el nostre club, el club de la nostra vida, sempre estarem aquí per ells.
I ara una rua de Champions aviat, per què no, eh?
Segur que sí, segur que sí.
A disfrutar la vida.
Behind the celebrations, the future is already taking shape. All the newspapers agree on one major piece of news. Hansi Flick has reached an agreement to extend his contract. According to Marca and Mundo Deportivo, the German coach has accepted a deal until 2028, with an additional year as an option. It's a strong signal from Joan Laporta's board. After years of financial and sporting turbulence, the Flick project is one of continuity. El Cholo Diego Simeone, asked in the wake of Barcelona's title, congratulated them and noted that they play the best football in the world.
Sinceramente lo venimos hablando durante toda la temporada. El Barça es el mejor equipo que juega posiblemente en el mundo. Felicitarlos, la verdad que juegan un fútbol increíble. Y yo lo miraba el partido ayer y decía, dejamos 2 veces eliminado al Barcelona. Dios mío, chao.
While Barcelona celebrate their heroes, Real Madrid are licking their wounds and preparing a summer purge. AS is crystal clear on its front page: Hacia un nuevo Madrid, towards a new Madrid. The verdict is bitter. This season's failure, which marks a second consecutive trophyless campaign, will bring deep structural changes. The hottest rumor concerns the dugout. The spectre of Jose Mourinho is once again hovering over the Santiago Bernabéu. According to Sport, Real would be prepared to pay Benfica €6 million to free the special one. AS adds that if Mourinho accepts the proposal, his absolute priority will be to rebuild a defense deemed too fragile this season, with 3 to 4 world-class signings also expected, as well as the challenge of managing a dressing room full of egos and tension. On the other side of the channel, the headlines are dominated by a technological controversy shaking the foundations of the Premier League. It's the burning issue making the front page of The Guardian: a bridge to VAR. The Premier League is preparing to officially reject the expansion of VAR's powers. While IFAB and FIFA were pushing for video assistant referees to be able to intervene on corners and second yellow cards, English clubs are standing together against what they see as another source of delays and confusion. From next month, referees will be able to use those powers at the World Cup, following a request from FIFA. IFAB has, however, made the new law discretionary, allowing leagues and competitions to decide whether to adopt it or not. The Premier League's final decision will be taken by clubs at their annual general meeting next month. That institutional tension has been fueled by the scandal surrounding West Ham in their match against Arsenal. Callum Wilson's stoppage time equaliser was ruled out by Chris Kavanagh after an interminable VAR intervention, with a foul on goalkeeper David Raya judged to have occurred. Furious, West Ham officials are now demanding access to the audio recordings of the conversations between the referee and his assistants. If Arsenal are doing fine on the scoreboard, the price they have paid is heavy. Mirror Sport leads with a right headache. For Mikel Arteta, right-back Ben White has suffered a serious knee ligament injury against West Ham. His season is over, and his chances of making the World Cup with England are virtually nil. With Julián Timber also sidelined, Arteta finds himself in a critical position, ahead of the decisive matches against Burnley and Crystal Palace, and above all, ahead of the Champions League final against PSG. Staying in London, this time at Tottenham, young Frenchman Mathys Tel experienced a mixed evening during Spurs' 1-1 draw with Leeds United. He was praised by the Star Sport and the Mirror for his superb opening goal, a thunderous strike shortly after half-time. However, he went from hero to zero by conceding an avoidable penalty in the second half, 20 minutes from the time, on Ethan Ampadu. Dominic Calvert-Lewin kept his nerve to convert the spot kick, denying Spurs 2 precious points in their fight to stay in the Premier League. With only 2 points above the relegation places and 2 matches remaining against Chelsea and Everton, Spurs can no longer afford any mistakes. De Zerbi well knows that, and in his press conference nevertheless praised the team's fighting spirit.
We showed the right spirit, everyone. I'm happy for the attitude, I'm happy for the behavior, for the mentality. We didn't play well, but fighting for the relegation is like this. You can't play all games calm.
A few weeks before the big global event, Thomas Tuchel, the England manager, is beginning to show his hand. The Star Sport front page is blunt: ring Toney. In his provisional 55-man squad, he has included some major surprises. Ivan Toney, now playing in Saudi Arabia, makes a major return after not being selected since June 2025. Danny Welker, Brighton's ageless striker, is also in the German coach's thoughts. Tuchel is clearly looking for reliable backup options behind captain Harry Kane for the trip to North America. In Paris, Monday night was marked by the 2026 UNFP Trophies ceremony. Le Figaro Sport features a radiant Ousmane Dembélé trophy in hand. Unsurprisingly, PSG dominated the ceremony, with Dembélé crowned Ligue 1's best player. Désiré Doué, aged 20, was also named Best Young Talent, among other honours. However, not everything was blue and red. Pierre Sarge from Lens was also rewarded as Coach of the season. Michael Olise, Bayern Munich's star man, was voted Best French Player Abroad, just ahead of Arsenal's William Saliba. As for the Parisian side of the story, the Spanish daily AS has dropped a little bombshell in the transfer market. Paris Saint-Germain are reportedly targeting Julián Álvarez. The Atletico Madrid forward is being tipped to replace Gonzalo Ramos, whose output has not fully convinced the Paris hierarchy. It is a move that could trigger a game of transfer musical chairs across Europe, and with Barça also in the race, PSG entering the picture is a major threat for the Catalans and their financial limits. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. See you soon for the next episode of 12th League Daily.